Did the BBC change or I'm missing something? So I'm going to tell you my story with the BBC and then you tell me if it really changed or something is missing. So as you know, I come from the Arabic world and I'm talking about BBC Arabic. Okay, so it was for us in the Arabic world a source of truth. If you want to know the true news, then you listen to the BBC. And of course, I'm talking about the radio station. And I remember my parents telling me about the 1967 war between Egypt and Israel and how that when they were listening to the Egyptian media, they thought that Egypt was winning. And then when they listened to the BBC, they discovered that actually Egypt lost. So that's how people saw the BBC. It's like the source of truth. As I started growing up, of course, I'm not a radio person, but although I'm not a radio person, the BBC was so attractive. They had very interesting programs that I sometimes listened to it. So, for example, they had a program that teach you English. Okay, so it's in Arabic, but they teach you how to speak English, how to improve your English. Very useful. Then they had programs talking about life in the West, life in I remember I listened to a program that was talking about the history of the two floors bus in UK. And when I went to UK in 2013, it was so important for me to go and take the bus. And although it was empty, I went to the upper floor just to experience it. And that was coming from the BBC, like the program that I listened to many, many years before. So yeah, so I feel that the BBC at the time was having a positive impact on the Arabic minds because it connects the East and the West. Like it shows the East how is life in the West, away from what people think. So people, always see the West as infidels, as people who have no morals, no principles, and all that. And the BBC Arabic was trying to change this image. It was trying to show them that the West no, that's not true. The West is developed, is progressive, explain to them how is it life in the West, which is very, very nice, right? And then in about maybe beginning of the 2000, they had, of course, all the presenters in this radio station, they spoke very sophisticated Arabic. So we have colloquial Arabic. For example, in Egypt, we have Egyptian colloquial, which I used to teach when I was in Egypt. And I actually have a course online on Skillshare about learning colloquial Egyptian Arabic. But we have the classical Arabic, and that is the one that is used in media, the one that I use in writing my books, literature, So they had always presenters who spoke very sophisticated classical Arabic. They were known for the high quality of their presenters. And I remember in the beginning of the 2000, I was following a very interesting program. It was called Awraq or Papers, and it was about short stories. So all people everyone who writes short stories in the Arabic world could send to this program. They had a presenter and then they had a writer, and both of them, of course, they were very professional, and they spoke classical Arabic in an amazing way. And they were judging the stories, and every episode they had a guest, to a writer, for example, to come and join them in choosing the winning stories. So every episode they had 3 participants that are like final runner-ups, and then they will select the winner. And I won in this program 2 times for 2 of my stories, The Girl with the 2 Heads and I Love You. And I was a runner-up on another story, Lorianne. Because I won many times, they interviewed me on one of the episodes, and I was really I was so happy, and I felt honored because I know that this BBC is this sophisticated, channel. Here's a part of my interview.
أحبك تذكريها جيدا طبعا سيدة خليل.
جدا تريزا ربما نعرفها أكثر مما تعرفنا، صحيح يا تريزا ولا لا؟
لا أنا متابعة البرنامج من زمان، يعني عجبني البرنامج فبعت بقى.
طيب تريزا أهلا بك في أوراق.
And then 10 years later or so, I was about to publish my book Love Surfing, which is documenting my journey to find love and my life partner between Egypt and Europe through online dating. And I found someone sending me on my Facebook page saying, hey, we would like to interview you on the BBC. Please send me your phone number. So I sent the woman my phone number. She called me. And you know, in Egypt, there is a huge social difference between the social levels. So you have people under the poverty line, people who are super rich, and then you have a spectrum in between. And you have people from those, I don't know how you call them, how to call them in English, but we call them in Arabic, like folkloric areas. You know, those are people who are so poor, and they have their own dialect, they have their own way of talking, way of dressing and everything. And so this woman seemed to be from this social class, okay? So I was surprised how, like, the way she speaks is I can't believe she's from the BBC, you know? But then she talked to me and then she said, tell me, what do you do? I was like, I mean, you're calling me. What do you mean, what do I do? And she said, we want to interview you in a program, but we need to know what are you doing. So it's like, that was so weird, right? I mean, you usually call someone because you have something in mind. And then I told her that I write, I'm a writer, I'm a documentary filmmaker, and she can check my Facebook page if she wants to learn more information. She did, and then she contacted me again, and she was like, I like this idea of online dating. We can make an episode about it, and you can come and talk about this. And so I thought, okay, I was about to publish my book in Arabic, which is already published now, and I'm about to republish it in English, so I'm working on that now. And I thought it's a good chance to promote my book, right? And so I agreed to be on the program. And then I go on the program, and I thinking that, okay, this is the BBC, that their goal is to enlighten people in the Arabic world. It's to teach people in the Arabic world things that they don't know or something like that. But then I discovered that they had me to talk about my online dating experience, but at the same time, they had a lot of people arranged to come and talk about why they are against online dating. And suddenly I found myself in a debate, okay? And I really didn't understand what are they aiming from that. Like, you have this Arabic audience who already believe that people on dating web... First of all, we don't have dating culture in the Arabic world at all. It is something shameful to be dating. There is this... they look down on love, okay? And it's more like you are more encouraged to have to get married, whether from arranged marriages or through the families, because marriage is all about the family in the Arabic world. And when someone go on a dating website or a dating app, it's like you are breaking the rules. You are not respecting your family. So that's the thing. And I wanted to change that. That's why I was talking about my online dating experience and how that this is so unique in the Arabic world, you know. But it seems that they just wanted to emphasize what the Arabic world is already doing. So they had all those people coming, talking about how that online dating doesn't make sense and it's dangerous and all the things that already people in the Arabic world are thinking. So I felt at that point that there is a shift in what BBC used to stand for in the past, as far as I was following it, and now what they are doing in the Arabic world. And then another time they wanted me also to come and talk about when Facebook started the dating app as well. And then the third time they wanted me to come was they had a guy who was in college, you know, he was a young student in his 20s, and he wanted to talk about his adventures or something on dating apps, which will emphasize again the idea that it already exists in the Arabic world, that you can never meet someone serious on dating apps, and this is against our traditions, our customs, and all that. So I refused to go, of course, because this is not like I want to share my experience, because I want to show a side that people didn't see before. And I find that the BBC is not doing that. So in the past, I would say they were trying to educate people or to highlight things that are new to the Arabic society, but now they are just flirting with the Arabic mentality. And then recently, you know, they moved to YouTube, and of course, number one, the presenters are not as high class, sophisticated Arabic speaking, classical Arabic speaking presenters. They still speak in classical Arabic, but it's not sophisticated as it used to be. The other thing is that they have this program that it seems that they are trying to be neutral, but you will see that they are not neutral. They share news about something, and then they share what people are talking about on the social media, and they have pro and people who are pro and people who are against. But the news that they are sharing is also flirting with the Arabic mentality. For example, when Ahmed al-Julani took over Syria, and he was a previous member of Daesh, they presented it as if it's a victory for Syria, okay? And many other news like that they started building up an audience that is actually pro-terrorism. And when they share news recently, when they shared the news about this imam in South Africa who was assassinated by also Islamist groups, they shared what people said with what people said against, but even people who said against the assassination are also against homosexuality, you know. So you look down in the comments and you find all those people who are pro-terrorism. Great job, man, you know. So this shows you what kind of audience the BBC is attracting or building up. So I actually don't know, am I imagining that the BBC changed? Because I really feel that they really changed. They are not their goals changed. I know that there is no neutral media. Every media had an agenda, but I feel that their agenda has changed from before. So I loved the BBC, but now, to be honest, I think that something happened. That was my story, and that was my question in Stories with a question mark. Let me know your answers in the comments. I'm Theresa Khalil, a writer and documentary filmmaker from Egypt, and this is Unique TV, where you will find inspiring stories, documentaries, and reflections that will make you think and see the big picture. And I hope to create a safe space where we can speak our minds. What can you do? You can subscribe to my newsletter at theresakhalil.com. You can follow my journey to understand life, where I meet people who change their beliefs from any belief to any religion or belief, on the scrapbook of life, also on this channel. You can also follow my journey to find love, to learn the differences between the Arabic world and the Western world through my journey. And you can support my creations. All links are in the description box. I also created a journal for change, which is Fukaira in Arabic and English, and it's available on Amazon. All links as well are in the description box. If you are still watching until now, write down in the comment, change is the only constant in life, but we hope it will be for the better.